Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Now, the Ukraine has just adopted their own version of the Second Amendment. But is it too late? Ukraine had strict gun control laws for decades, but the Ukrainian government decriminalized gun ownership for self-defense because of the invading forces of Russia. Ukraine even issued guns to their civilians in an attempt to defend their cities, with nothing more than an ID required to start. This highlights how necessary gun rights really are for self-defense. This is why I highly recommend the gold Second Amendment coin as a way to show support for this constitutional right. I love this coin so much, I've even given some away as gifts. One side has an engraving of a skull, 2 revolvers, and the words Second Amendment is my gun permit. On the other side is a bald eagle with the words Second Amendment, United States, and in God we trust. It's a patriotic reminder to the freedom of the founding fathers that they risked their lives for nearly 250 years ago. Imagine adding this coin to your collection. If you want to show your support for the Second Amendment, you'll love the gold Second Amendment coin. Get your gold Second Amendment coin for free for the next 24 hours by going to supportthesecond.com or by visiting the link below. So we're going to do a sports edition today. That's right. Can I do that? Is that a copyright infringement? Before I get started, here's a bit of good news. President Biden got shit on the other day. And I don't mean like somebody was talking shit. I mean an animal, a bird, was flying through the sky and decided to relieve itself on the president's left shoulder. Let me start by saying, thank you, bird, wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you are. Thank you very much for dropping a deuce on somebody who really deserves it. I mean, they spend so much time shitting on us. It's nice to see them get shit on every once in a while. But the only thing that I wish was different, because he was in Iowa, I wish that he was on the West Coast. I don't know about the seabirds on the East Coast, but I can tell you this. You haven't been shit on until you've been shit on by a California seagull. I don't know if they have a larger shit pouch than your average bird, and if their body produces hydrochloric acid to mix with its feces. But that is some foul shit. No pun intended. But I only wish he was on the West Coast so he really could have gotten shitted on. Because I've gotten in my car before when I worked in Monterey, which is right on the water, and I looked behind me to back up and I couldn't see out of my back window because it was covered. And I'm not exaggerating. It was covered top to bottom, left to right with seagull shit. So next time you have a speech, Biden, do it on the West Coast so we can really see you get what you deserve. So, Cam Newton. Normally when I talk about Cam Newton, not like I do it often, but when I do, he's usually saying some stupid SJW, soft handshake, beta male bullshit. Not this time. I agree with Cam. So Cam Newton was on some podcast, and if I can find a link, I'll put it in the description box so you can check it out yourself. But they were asking him, like, what kind of woman does he want? What does he think of women now? And he was talking about how he was raised in a traditional home. He had his mother, his father, and his grandmother who lived with him. And he's basically saying that there needs to be more real women. Women who have class. Women who carry themselves with class. He said we don't need any more bad bitches. And he says the only reason I use the term bad bitch is because that's how they refer to themselves. So he's saying, I don't need all this yes, queen, and this with the hands and snapping, all this neck rolling shit. He said, I need a woman, a real woman, who supports her man, who doesn't tear him down, and who acts like they have some fucking sense when they're in public. Not too much to ask. I wish every little girl was taught that by her parents. Carry yourself with class and dignity, and that's what you will attract. You can't be dropping it like it's hot, busting it open on the hood of a car, and then say, you better respect me. I want a man with A, B, and C. You can't get A, B, and C because we've already seen inside of your V. You can't put the cart before the damn horse. But if you don't put respect out there, you're not going to attract respect. So he went on to say that, and of course, nowadays, the truth is taboo. The truth is wrong. You're not supposed to say things that are true. You're not supposed to say things that are going to help people. You're only allowed to tell lies and destroy. So, of course, he gets all this backlash for being what? Sexist and misogynistic and toxic masculinity, and his parents taught him archaic rules. And what the fuck are you talking about? What is wrong with respect and carrying yourself with character and dignity when you're out in public? At what point in the trip did we take the exit into crazy upside down bullshit land? There's nothing wrong with that. That's what a man looks for when he looks for a partner in life. A woman who has dignity, who treats herself with respect and doesn't let every other guy she shakes hand with fuck. That's what a man's looking for in a wife. And if you want to find a husband, that's how you need to be. You can't be surprised when you find trash if you're dumpster diving. That's where the trash is. When did that become taboo? Why is this man being beat up on social media because he said shit that we all know is true? A man wants a partner. He wants help in life. He doesn't need a headache or a hurdle at home. The world is against him enough. He's fighting that current every day, all day. When he comes home, he needs peace and still waters. Now, I'm not saying every woman has to be June Cleaver and be at the front door with her dress and her apron and a pearl necklace and a cold beer. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. If that man deserves it. But to say that a woman should be of a certain caliber is not a bad thing. You want a partner in life. You don't need someone who's constantly challenging you. There's a one dick policy. All right? I don't need another man. Of course, I'm talking about straight men here. But even if a dude is gay, you don't need a constant headache and fighting and pushing against you at home. That is your refuge. That is your place to regroup, collect yourself, and energize yourself to get back out in the world. Not to bring the world in here. Yes, queen, I'm a bad bitch. Well, take your bad bitch ass down the road. If you go down there far enough, you're going to find a place where you can buy a bunch of fucking cats to keep you company later in life after your ovaries turn to dust. Because no real man is going to want to put up with that shit. You will be nothing more than a side piece. If you don't bring peace, you will be nothing more than a side piece. Because good looks, tight skin, and all that shit that makes you a bad bitch, that has an expiration date. Pretty soon, your ass is going to look like one of those Mylar balloons you get from the grocery store about 3 or 4 days later, where it's only floating about this high. It don't go to the ceiling anymore. It only floats about this high. Remember that shit. All this attitude and he has to have this and I'm not putting up with, that's fine. Tell it to your 12 cats that get hair everywhere and piss all over your belongings. Tell it to them. Tell them how much of a bad bitch you are. When you're sitting there bitter and old with no fucking family because you ran all the good men away. You wanted a bad boy. Well, you got him. Shout out to Cam Newton. Do your thing, man. Also, Brittney Griner. So I posted the headline of an article from the Huffington Post, of course, because that's where you get the non-biased news from, is the Huffington Post or the Washington Post. So we all know she's still over there in Russia and can't get her ass home. She was over there in February. She got arrested for bringing drugs, whether either in or out of Russia. No matter what, you broke their laws. Now, if you're traveling somewhere, and especially of their stature, you're a WNBA superstar, You're an Olympic gold medalist. You can't get a hookup for bud over there in Russia? Why you gotta bring the shit on the plane? This is Russia you're dealing with. This ain't some friendly westernized country. This is Eastern Europe, girl. The fuck are you doing? You didn't learn nothing from one of the Ball brothers? Which one of those dumbasses went over there in China and stole some shit? Your ass should still be over there. But who got him out of there? ASAP Rock? Who got him out of there? Anyway, so how do you think Biden is going to be able to get your ass out of Russia after all the shit he's talking and the sanctions that he puts on him? Girl, you better get a hold of some Rosetta Stone. You better learn how to speak Russian because you're about to become a citizen. You're about to become a Russian citizen. Ain't nobody coming to get your ass. You better start watching Red Dawn. You better start watching old episodes of Rocky and Bullwinkle. Rocky and Bullwinkle. You better watch Boris and Natasha and see how they talk. Or get Rocky 4. I must break you. Point is, Brittney, you ain't going nowhere, dumbass. But the president of the WNBA Players Association says the reason that Brittney is over there is because of the pay gap and sexism. That's right. She said in her career, they had to go play over here and over there in the off season to keep their skills sharp and to subsidize their income. She said a WNBA player makes $228,000 a year and the average NBA star makes $1 million. You can't survive off of $228,000 a year? You ain't going to get no sympathy here, Brittney. You make way more than most Americans make. And we're supposed to shed a tear because you can't stretch your 228 G's? And you know why the men get $1 million? Because they're better. People pay more for the best product. You're not paying top dollar for the Walmart brand. Okay? Women don't even support Women's National Basketball Association. So where's the sexism? You're damn right there's a gender pay gap because your gender is not as good at basketball. If you guys were playing like the men, if you're 360 windmill dunking and hitting three-pointers from 35 feet, you best believe people will be there to see that shit. But since you don't, since you hardly dunk, you miss layups and can't make a shot past 20 feet, nobody wants to see that shit. And guess what? There are male players that go to China, go to Russia and Spain in the offseason to keep their skills sharp too. That's why they're making $1 million a year, at least. So it's sexism. That's the sexism's fault, the pay gap's fault, that she broke Russian law. What's that? Personal responsibility? Get away from me. That's her fault. Brittney Griner was a dumbass and did something dumb in an Eastern European country. You ought to know better. And you kneeling over here hating our country, there's your new one. You got a whole new country. Look at you. You hate this one. It's racist. Black Lives Matter will try to convince the Russian government that your Black life matters, dumbass. So it's not her poor decision making. It's the pay gap that forced her to have to go to Russia to keep her skills sharp. You couldn't keep your skills sharp over here? You couldn't round up a couple of these glazed donut faced teammates of yours to play with over here? They got better courts in Russia? Or you needed some more money? That's your fault if you can't make $228,000 last you for the year. I feel sorry for you. You're an idiot. So there's your sports edition. You got one athlete who has their shit together, at least as far as this goes. And then you have another dummy who's still in Russian custody because they broke Russian law, but it's not her fault. It's not her fault, guys. It's your fault because you didn't support her sport more, so she made more money. So technically, you owe Brittney a trip back to America. It's your fault, American taxpayer, just like everything else is. I'll tell you one thing. As an American taxpayer, we must have broad and strong shoulders because they keep throwing a lot of shit on us. But like that bird in Iowa, we will throw some shit on them come November. Now, I'm not saying collect fecal matter and throw it at the politicians, but I'm just saying vote them out in November. Hopefully, we can leave that to the animal kingdom and they will defecate on our politicians. Please, I hope the animals get together, all the birds get together and decide enough is enough and they shit all over these empty suit turds who deserve it. And stop shitting on their shoulder, birds. I want to see shit here. I want to see shit on their face. I want to see shit on their food. Shout out to my homeboy Dustin. When we were in junior high, they would deliver round table pizza every Friday, and you can buy it by the slice. Got a piece of pizza. We walk outside. A seagull flies by and shits right on my homeboy's pizza. Then he turns around and goes back in there, and the lunch lady wouldn't give him a replacement slice. She said he had to buy another one. Man, that's fucked up. But please, birds, improve your aim. Start shitting on the head and facial area of these politicians. Trust me, they earned it. Now, Ukraine has just adopted their own version of the Second Amendment. Is it too late? Ukraine had strict gun laws for decades, but the Ukrainian government decriminalized gun ownership for self-defense because of the invading forces of Russia. This highlights how necessary gun rights really are for self-defense. That's why I highly recommend the gold Second Amendment coin as a way to show support for this constitutional right. I love this coin so much that I've even given some away as gifts. On one side, it has an engraving of a skull, 2 revolvers, and the words, Second Amendment is my gun permit. On the other side, it has a bald eagle with the words, Second Amendment, United States Constitution, and in God we trust. If you want to show your support for the Second Amendment, you'll love the gold Second Amendment coin. Get your gold Second Amendment coin for free for the next 24 hours or by going to supportthesecond.com or hitting that link below. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.